Edward Norton is one of Hollywood's most fiercely intelligent and private actors. Yet the women he's dated have been equally impressive and complex figures in their own right. From rock stars to Oscar nominees, we're tracing the complete dating timeline of this intensely selective and acclaimed star. Edward Norton and Drew Barrymore dated briefly from September to December 1995. The connection between Edward Norton and Drew Barrymore is largely defined by the set of the Woody Allen musical Everyone Says I Love You, 1996, which was being filmed around this time. Both were young, rising stars, and their names were briefly linked in 1995, suggesting a fleeting, unconfirmed romance during the production. They were working closely, and in the close-knit environment of a movie set, an informal connection could easily spark a rumor, but it did not develop into a long-term public relationship. This was a rumored, brief connection that likely faded as the film wrapped, and they moved on to other projects. This was one of Edward Norton's most intense and public, though still very private, relationships. Edward and Courtney Love met on the set of The People vs. Larry Flynt, 1996. Despite the vast difference in their public images, the cerebral, intensely private actor and the raw, outspoken rock icon, their bond was profound. Courtney Love has repeatedly confirmed they dated for a turbulent period and that they were engaged at one point. She called Edward a force of good and a calming influence in her tumultuous life. According to Courtney Love, she initiated the breakup in 1999 to pursue a movie role, a decision she later expressed deep regret over, stating, "I dumped him for a movie role. If that isn't shallow, I don't know what is." She later wished she had married Edward, lamenting that she left him for a bad man who subsequently stole her money. The association between Edward Norton and Fairuza Balk is primarily professional. They co-starred in the hard-hitting 1998 drama American History X. Edward played the lead neo-Nazi, Derek Vineyard, and Fairuza played Stacy, a committed neo-Nazi and the girlfriend of Derek's friend, Seth. While they had a strong dynamic on screen as members of the same white supremacist gang, there is no public record, rumor, or confirmation that their intense working relationship transitioned into a romantic one. The connection between Edward Norton and Helena Bonham Carter is professional, centering on the 1999 cult classic Fight Club. Edward starred as the narrator and Helena played Marla Singer, the woman who throws his life into beautiful disarray. There is no evidence that their collaboration, which involved intense on-screen chemistry and dramatic tension, led to a real-life romance. At this time, Edward was concluding his relationship with Courtney Love, while Helena would soon begin her relationship with director Tim Burton. Cameron Diaz is one of the high-profile actresses Edward Norton was briefly rumored to be dating in 1999. This was during a period of transition in Edward's dating life. Both were high-visibility stars at the peak of their careers, and their names were likely connected by the press based on social sightings or mutual friends. But there is no confirmation that a romantic relationship ever took place. The story of Edward Norton and Salma Hayek is a chapter of Hollywood glamour and artistic work, marked by 4 years of dating and high commitment to privacy. The connection between Edward Norton and Salma Hayek began in 1999. A mutual friend, their chiropractor, introduced them. They soon became a constant presence on red carpets, attending premieres and award shows from 2000 to 2003. Despite the appearances, the couple worked to keep their private life out of the press. Their relationship included a professional side. While dating, Salma was preparing her project, the 2002 biopic Frida. Edward committed time to the film. He provided uncredited rewrites for the script and also took an acting part in the movie. This collaboration showed the level of trust and support in their bond. After 4 years, Edward and Salma separated in 2003. They gave no public statement about the split, maintaining their rule of privacy. The news broke accidentally. Daryl Sabara, a young actor who co-starred with Salma in Spy Kids 3D, confirmed the breakup during a TV interview. The reason for their separation was never publicly disclosed by either Edward or Salma. They maintain that they broke up on good terms and have remained friends. Edward was even a guest at Salma's 2009 wedding to her husband, showing their lasting respect. The link between Edward Norton and Evan Rachel Wood stems from their co-starring roles in the 2005 film Down in the Valley, which was filmed in 2004. In the film, Edward played an older cowboy who falls for Evan's rebellious teenage character. The intense on-screen dynamic led to rumors of an off-screen romance in 2004. However, Evan Rachel Wood has spoken of Edward primarily as a mentor and older professional influence, stating he gave her great advice about the industry. Their relationship was likely a close professional mentorship that was misinterpreted by the press. The story of Edward Norton and Shauna Robertson is defined by a focused partnership built on privacy and shared goals. Their connection began in London around 2005. Actor Woody Harrelson and his wife introduced them. At the time, Edward was an established actor. Shauna was a Canadian producer known for successful comedies, having worked on films like The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up. They kept the relationship out of the media. Shauna, familiar with the intensity of film production, supported Edward's desire for discretion. Their relationship grew over time. Edward proposed during a trip to India in 2011. They married secretly in 2012. The marriage became public only after their son, Atlas, was born in March 2013. The strength of their bond lies in their collaboration outside of film. Shauna retired from production in 2009. She and Edward co-founded CrowdRise, an online platform dedicated to charitable fundraising. This project became a mutual focus, showing their commitment to social impact. Today, Edward and Shauna live a stable life. They prioritize family and shared values, having built the private life that Edward sought. The association between Edward Norton and Emma Stone is strictly professional, formed by their collaboration on the Oscar-winning film Birdman in 2014. Edward played the demanding, difficult actor Mike Shiner, and Emma played Sam, the recovering addict daughter of the main character. Any sighting or pairing of the two came from their intense joint promotional duties for the film at festivals like the 2014 Venice Film Festival, as Edward was already married to Shauna Robertson at this time. Edward Norton's romantic history tells the story of an actor who consistently sought intellectual and creative connection, moving from intense, high-profile celebrity romances to a truly profound and intentional partnership. By marrying producer Shauna Robertson and stepping even further out of the spotlight, he firmly sealed his private life, proving that even Hollywood's most scrutinized stars can eventually find the quiet contentment they seek.